For patient access and for family. Valley Regional Medical Center is our signature sponsor. Please join me in thanking Valley Regional Medical Center. Next, we would like to thank and recognize our newest sponsor, McDonald's. Representing McDonald's is the University of McDonald's and McDonald's is our feature sponsor. Please thank you.
Take care. Enjoy it.
Next, we would like to thank representing the Fresnos Dental Center, Barbara Louise, and her family. Dental Center located right on Highway Road Center. Let us please thank the Dental Center. Next, we would like to recognize the Fresnos Dental Center, Doctors of Fresno. We also have an office in Fresno. Sponsored for 3 years. Please join me in thanking the Fresno Eye Clinic and next, we'd like to recognize Charlie Clark Nissan, representing Charlie Clark Nissan, Brownsville Dealership and General Manager Rico Guevara and his staff. Charlie Clark Nissan, orale. Let us please thank our sponsor, Charlie Clark Nissan. And our last sponsor, we want to thank you, Subway, and Mr. Billy Simpson and his family. The Simpson family owns and operates the Subway stores in Los Fresnos and Juanito, and their family will soon own and operate Subway at the new Walmart in Los Fresnos that is presently under construction. Let's please thank our sponsor, Subway. How about a big round of applause for all of our sponsors at the Aguilar Memorial Stadium. Also want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, October 24th, 6:30, Round Red Elementary, Haunted House, Roger Red Elementary. Also, there will be a 5th quarter tonight after First Baptist Church, across from Jerry.
Back to receive for the Cardinals, number 1, René Medina, and number 9, Michael Allen Gonzalez.
Kicking out for the Falcons, number 1, Martino Nelas. Okay, Falcon fans, marooned up.
Ball will be placed on the Harlingen 33-yard line, 1st and 10. Bring up a 2nd and 12.
Good evening, football fans. Welcome to another edition of Valley High School Football on ValleyCentral.com. We're here live at Lee Aguero Memorial Stadium in Los Fresnos, and we are hosting the Harlingen Cardinals versus Los Fresnos. Right now, we're in the third quarter. We had a little couple technical difficulties, but now we're back. The Cardinals have the ball here on what looks like the 10-yard line, and it's a snap. And it's a run for about 3 yards. Now to recap the score, the Cardinals are down 14 to 21 to the Falcons. Setting up again here. And while we wait, just to give you a little background here on these Falcons are coming off a great win against Harlingen South, where they won 42 to 21. So right now, the Harlingen is looking to get a win after losing in a crushing defeat against the San Benito Greyhounds. They lost. They were down 22 points in the second half to lose that game to those Greyhounds, 25 to 21. But right now, they're really trying to get back on track and try to take over this division here in this District 32 6A. So right now, the Falcons have the ball and they're stopped. It's only a gain of about 1 yard. Right now, they're going to reset. Now, just to give you a little about this Harlingen defense. This Harlingen defense is a real punch you in the mouth kind of team. Right now, they're coming out strong. They're trying to establish a flow here in the second half. Right now, they're only down 1 touchdown, so they have plenty of time left to really turn this game around. And right now, they're forcing the Falcons into a punt situation right now. And taking the punt, we have Isaiah Zapata. And the kick is off. And it's a short kick. Up, and he slips. But the ball rolls out of bounds. The Harlingen is going to get the ball at about the 45-yard line. And now this Harlingen team is a very high scoring team. Right now, the Harlingen is looking like they're trying to have a little quick meeting before they head back on the field. These Falcons are out there and they're ready to go. They're looking tough. They're looking mean. The Harlingen is coming to the ball. The ball is going to be on the 45-yard line. And now, the Cardinals here, they have a different quarterback here. They have Sammy Cruz taking the snap. Now he's back in a shotgun formation, and he's keeping it, and he's off, and he goes for about a 20-yard gain here. That was Sammy Cruz on the run here. So Harlingen is really looking to turn things around. They're going outside of their usual quarterback, who they lost last week. They lost their quarterback last week, Bowie Davis. He's out for the season with a broken foot. So it looks like they're really trying to find a new starter to step up and take his place. So now the Cardinals are setting up at the 25-yard line after that great run by Sammy Cruz. They're in the shotgun formation, and it's a fumble. And the Falcons recover it. And he's going to the house. He's taking it all the way to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And it's a touchdown, Falcons. Now that was a fumble by the Harlingen Cardinals, picked up and taken to the house by those Falcons. The Falcons are now up 27 to 14. Now this is what I was talking about before, folks, here, that this Los Fresnos team is coming out. They're a tough team. They're coming off a great win last week, and they're looking to continue it here. They're looking to take over the division. Right now, they stand in 3rd place. They're 4-2 total on the season, 2-1 in division play. Harlingen is 2-1 in division play, and they're 3-3 total on the season. Never mind, folks. They're bringing it back here. It seems that he stepped out around the 45-yard line, so they're going to take that touchdown back. And Los Fresnos is going to set up again right now in a 2 running back set. And there's a little confusion on the field, and it's going to be a timeout. Can be a timeout here for Los Fresnos. Now they look like they're going to have to discuss a couple things. Look like they had a little confusion on their personnel, so right now they're trying to get back on track. But just to kind of recount what just happened, the Harlingen Cardinals had the ball on their own 45, and it was a fumbled snap here, picked up by Los Fresnos. They ran it back for about 15 yards until he stepped out of bounds. At first, we thought it was a touchdown, but they brought it back. They said he stepped out. So right now they're going to reset here on their own 45-yard line. Now, just to kind of give you an idea of what these Los Fresnos Falcons are coming off. Last week they had a great game by their quarterback Pierce Ruiz, who is taking the snaps again tonight for us. Last week he had 18 carries for 126 yards and a touchdown, and he threw for 7 of 11 for 2 TDs and no interceptions. So you can definitely see that Ruiz is definitely one of the stars of this offense here. He's looking to keep it going here. So he's stepping up to the line, 3 running backs back, 2 wide receivers on the outside corners. And he's got a man in motion, and he steps back. And the ball goes to Isaac Moreno for about a gain of 2 yards. Right now they're sitting at 2nd and 9. And just to give you some of the keys from last week's Harlingen game here, they were led by their quarterback, I was saying before, Bowie Davis, who's now out for the season with a broken foot. So right now they're looking for new replacements between 3 players here. You have Michael Allen Gonzalez, Victor Ranzoco, and sophomore Jesse Castro. So right now they're all vying for that open quarterback spot here on this Harlingen Cardinals team. And right now, back to the game action, the Falcons have picked up about 7 yards here. And Ruiz is now stepping back under center. He steps back and it's a handoff again. But that one's only going to pick up about maybe 2 yards there on that run. And that's going to bring the game to about 4th and 3. So right now the Falcons have a couple decisions to make, whether they want to kick this field goal and just increase the lead by a little bit, or they want to go for it here. There's only about 3 yards to the first down marker, so we know this high-powered offense can definitely do some things. So these Harlingen Cardinals are really going to have to put up a stand here. And there's some flags on the play. And it looks like it might have been a false start here on this offense, so we're going to wait for the call. And we're right, yep, false start on the offense. That's going to bring this Falcons team back about 5 yards here. So now they're going to be, so instead of a 4th and 1, they're going to be looking at about a 4th and 6. Doing a quick substitution. They're going to bring out Isaac Moreno, and they're going to bring in a new guy, Azul Barrientos. So right now Raul, he's in a shotgun formation, 1 running back behind him, 3 to the far side of the field here. And he steps back, and he throws the pass up, and he's overthrown. The intended receiver on that one was Tristan Campos. Yeah, it was just a little bit ahead of him, about 3 or 4 yards ahead of him. So right now it's going to be a turnover on down for those Falcons, and the Harlingen Cardinals are going to take over here. Their offense is going to step back on the field. It's going to be about the 41-yard line. So one can say, just to bring you up to date here on this division, on this district play here, we have San Benito, who's leading the district after their amazing win last week against these Cardinals here. 22 unanswered points to win the game late on a couple of great throws, led by their quarterback Christian Sierra. Harden is sitting up on 41-yard line. He's in the shotgun formation. He drops back. He steps up. Oh, and he's taken down. He's sacked for a loss of about 1 yard. On the carry there is the quarterback, Jesse Castro. Seemed like he was looking for something downfield, and this Falcons defense closed down on him. So right now they're going to set up. It's going to be a 2nd and 10 on that one on their own 40-yard line. Now we're in the 3rd quarter with about 5:30 left here. So Harlingen is going to set up again in the shotgun formation. Castro taking the snaps. Taking a quick look over to the sideline. Now he has 3 wide receivers lined up to his right. And there's the snap. He drops back. He's looking downfield for a receiver, but he's into some trouble. He scrambles out of the pocket. And he's taken down again for about a gain of about 3 yards here. That's going to bring us to 3rd down and about 7. So right now, this Cardinals team is really trying to set up and really trying to do a couple of great things right now. Like I was saying, they're coming off a pretty dramatic loss last week, and they're looking to really take over here in this game against these Falcons. These Falcons crowd is riled up. The stands are full of fans. Fans are really trying to get into this game, trying to encourage this defense to really step up. So the Cardinals are stepping back again. Castro takes the snap. He drops back again. He's looking downfield. Up, and it's a drop pass. The intended receiver on that one was Bendicio Gonzalez. He dropped the pass there on the bobble. So right now, Harlan just going to bring out the punt team here. So this Falcons team is really looking good here. If you take a look at their defense, they're really high powered. They're extremely stingy. They've only given up maybe about 10 yards. They've gotten about 2 sacks here in this quarter in the third. So right now they're lining up to punt the ball away at about the 43-yard line. Just a quick score update. It's 21-14. Falcons leading the game, and the punt is up, and it was nearly blocked. And the Falcons are going to let that go, and it's going to be a touchback. Falcons players try to throw it out of the end zone, try to put them in good field position, but the ball just rolls out. Now the Falcons offense is going to step back out onto the field, led by their great quarterback and Pierce Ruiz. Right now, just to give you a little bit about this Falcons offense here, they're extremely high powered. They have a lot of weapons, starting with their quarterback and Pierce Ruiz, who is a great running quarterback. He has nearly 500 yards rushing on the season, and about 4 rushing touchdowns. So right now, you can definitely see that he's something special, and he's extremely vital to this team here. And they're also led by their running back, Eli Cruz. So right now they're going to set up. Ruiz is under center. He has 2 wide receivers on each side. And it's a toss play. Oh, and it's bobbled, and it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Cardinals. And it's picked up by Adrian Vasquez there. And Vasquez, and they're signaling a touchdown. And let's see what the officials are going to rule it. Nope, they're going to rule it down here on the 12-yard line. But the Falcons were trying to do a pitch play here to David Guerrero, but he bobbles it into the backfield, picked up by the Cardinals. So right now, these Cardinals are going to step back on the field now. It seems like it's been a game of turnovers here. Either it's been punt returns, or it's been fumbles, or it's just been unfair consequences here for both teams here. Now the Falcons are going to set back up on their stingy defense, and Castro is going to hand the ball off. And he runs in and jumps into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. On the carry there, it was Leo Tinida. Now he runs in. Now this Cardinals offense is really starting to get back into this game. Right now they're down 21-20. After a field goal, hopefully they make it. It's going to be a tied-up game. And that's exactly what these Cardinals were looking for coming back into this third quarter here. So right now they're setting up for the field goal. Now, fans, I don't know if you've seen these Harlingen Cardinals in action before. Now, this team, much like the Falcons, are extremely high flying, and they like to run the ball, like to pass the ball, and they're coming out here looking to take over this district here. Right now, the Harlingen Cardinals stand in 4th place, right behind Los Fresnos. So right now, this is a very crucial game. This game could really determine who's going to take over that second spot, and ultimately that first spot here in the district. Right now, San Benito leads it, followed by the Brownsville Veterans, who are 2-0 in conference play and 4-1 total on the season. We thought we had a call in the field here by the refs, but it's going to set back up. The Cardinals here are going to kick off to these Falcons. Right now the game is tied up 21-20 with 3:30 left in the third quarter. Back receiving the ball here for this Falcons team, we have Christian Campos and Raul Lopez. And Harlingen Cardinals going to set up here at the 40-yard line here and kick it off. And kick down here to Christian Campos. He's going to take the ball from about the 6-yard line, and he's going to run. He's trying to make a couple of things happen, but he's swarm tackled by 3 Cardinal defenders here. They weren't trying to let him get much on that return here. It looks like he's really trying to break it for a big gain to really bring his team back in this game. But right now, the Falcons are going to take the field again. Now, just to give you a little bit about the stadium here, Luis Aguero Memorial Stadium is a tough place to play right now because these Falcons fans, they're extremely dedicated, and this Falcons team is extremely dedicated, and they're really trying to make this season the one where they take it all the way to the playoffs here. So right now, Raul takes it, and he's running, and he's getting about 9, and he gets stood up by this Cardinals defense. Just to give you a little bit about the atmosphere right now, it's a clear night here today. It's not too hot here, so it's perfect conditions for football. And Ruiz gets the ball, and he runs it for a first down here to about the 28-yard line here. We have about 2:50 here left in the third. First down, ball's on 25 here, and the Falcons are going to take over their offense. In the backfield, he has number 36, James Rangel, looking to make a couple things happen. He's in shotgun formation. He's got a man in motion. And he's going to take it again, but he's only going to pick up about 5 yards here on that gain. Now, just to give you a couple things here on both teams here. This Falcons offense here averages about 35 points a game, second to only the Brownsville Veterans, their own district rivals. And Ruiz, he takes it again for a third run, and he makes it for another first down. Cardinals is signaling that he didn't make it. Referee's gonna draw it up. Nope, they're gonna call it first down. They're moving those chains now. Ruiz here has run 3 rushes in a row for about 2 big first downs here. So it looks like he's really trying to take his team on his back and bring them all the way into that end zone. And just to give you a little bit about his stats here for the season, he's thrown for over 600 yards and 6 touchdowns. And he hands the ball off to Sammy Cruz, who picks up about 5 yards on that run. That was a toss play there by Ruiz to Sammy Cruz. Yeah, so just a little bit more now here about this powerful quarterback here for Los Fresnos, Raul. He's thrown for over 600 yards, 6 touchdowns, and run for almost 500 yards, and a couple more scores. Right now, he drops back, he hands the ball off. That's a pickup of about 3 yards there by the running back, Isaac Moreno. Right now, the ball stands at about 3rd and 1, with the clock ticking down to about 1:10 here in this third quarter. It's all tied up. Falcons and Cardinals 21-21. On the Falcons' own 49 right now. They're waiting the call from these coaches here. And from the way this game's been going, it seems like they're definitely going to try to stick with this run. They're really trying to pound them out here on this Cardinals defense. Rose trying to get his offense into it, trying to make sure everybody's on the right page. 2 wide receivers lined up on the close side, and it's going to be a quarterback sweep, and he's going to take it, and he's running to the outside, and he's tripped up here about the 42-yard line. Rose picks up about 20 yards on that gain there. So if you haven't noticed it before, this Pierce Ruiz is nothing but essentially a great running and passing quarterback. But this running game is really what's bringing this offense here to be such a powerhouse team here. He really keeps the defense on their toes. Right now they're set up in a 4-3 defense. Drops back, hands the ball off here to Isaac Moreno again. He picks up about 3 yards here in this game. It's going to be, as the clock ticks down here, the Falcons have time for maybe about 1 play, but they may let the clock run out here. Yep, and they're going to try to go 1 more play here with about 6 seconds left in the game. Ruiz is under center. He drops back. And he's feeling pressure. From the Cardinals team. He throws it out of bounds quickly before he can get sacked. And that's going to leave about 0.7 here on the clock. So it looks like the Falcons here have another chance here if they want to go for it at this end zone. They're here on the Cardinals' 34-yard line. It's 2nd and 7 here in the third quarter. Tied up 21-21 for both teams, the Cardinals and the Falcons. Ruiz drops back, and that's the end of the quarter. He tries to throw that one away, but the intended receiver was nowhere near it on that play. And that was Isaac Moreno, who looked to be the intended receiver. That's going to be the end of the third quarter here, and we're going to reset here to go into the fourth quarter, all tied up 21-21, Falcons and Cardinals. Just to update you here on the scores here, Harlingen scored a great running play to take it into the end zone to tie this game up at 21-21. Right now they're coming out of halftime down by 1 score, and it would have been presumably 2 when the Falcons picked up a fumble recovery here about the 45-yard line, but it was called back because the defender stepped out just before he could take it all the way to the end zone. So right now this team is going to sit back up here on the 35-yard line. We're getting started with Patrick Ruiz under center right now. 1 man back, 2 receivers on both sides. Steps back for a quick second, just take a look at the defense. Looking at the coach for any kind of quick audibles. And he steps back into a shotgun formation, brings 1 man in close. And there's a snap, he drops back, and he's looking deep for the man, and he gets him on the corner for a great play, and they're going to call that complete here on the 20-yard line. And Ruiz threw the perfect pass to his man Christian Campos, who's been an essential player here for this team. Throws it right here to the outside shoulder. Campos gets enough concentration to keep his feet in bounds. Right now setting up again, Ruiz in the shotgun formation again. 1 man back, drops back again, and Ruiz looks like he's going to take it himself. He picks up a game of about 2 yards on that one. So right now, Ruiz is really keeping his defense on their toes. They don't know what to expect now. The last few plays that we've seen have been passing plays, and they've been great ones at that. But Ruiz will always make sure to tell him, hey, you always got to watch out for my legs. I'm definitely going to run it up on you. You really got to keep an eye on me. So right now, they're setting up again. 1 man back again. 2 wide receivers on both sides again. Oh! Yeah, there you go. Yes, sir. Yep, and there's a flag on the play. And it looks like it's going to be false start on this Cardinals defense here. Looks like they got a little bit antsy. They tried to read the count, but got it wrong here. So we're going to wait for the referee's ruling on this one. It's going to be a false start here on this Cardinals defense here. That's going to give these Falcons an extra 5 yards closer to this end zone right now. Now in the second half, it seems like it's been a tale of penalties and turnovers here. Both teams have had their share of miscues here that could have also been very crucial in this game, but it wasn't turned into any big drives. Luckily, both sides had a great defensive stance. Right now, he drops back. It's a screenplay. The screenplay to Azul Barrientos, and he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Falcons. Azul gets it on a nice screenplay. Looks like he had 1 defender in front of him, but he broke him down to take it into the end zone right here. So now these Cardinals defense is once again down and looking to come back again. This is exactly what I was talking about before, fans, here with this Falcons high-flying and high-powered offense. You really got to keep an eye on. There's a lot of high-powered run plays and a couple pass plays here and there, but right there you can see that they had that one drawn out perfectly. Received a great block from the wide receiver, and he was able to take it in. But it looks like we have 1 man down here on this Cardinals team. There is some movement up. It looks like he's going to try to get up on his own accord here. On the injury, that's Charlie Moreno. He's down on that play. Looks like he's in a great amount of pain here. He's laying down here in the end zone, getting stretched out by these trainers here. Now both teams, they have all their players taking a knee in solidarity just to make sure that this player is all right. Great show of team spirit here. As we take a quick break, we're going to recount the score as 27 Falcons to 21 Cardinals here. The Falcons here are setting up to take a field goal to put themselves up 1 full score again here in this fourth quarter with about 11 minutes left. Just to give you a little bit more about the environment here that we have at Leo Aguero Stadium here, where we're going live, Valley Football Central. It's a great night. Both stands are filled with very dedicated fans here, but Los Fresnos, of course, brought out the larger fans. Everyone's in there. Their Los Fresno gear and attire, shirts, hats, everything you can think of. Right now, Charlie Moreno of the Cardinals, he's still getting checked out here by the trainers, getting a good stretch. Looks like he might have pulled something here in his legs. Both teams remain hopeful that is nothing serious here. This is something that the Cardinals would wish to avoid, especially after last week of losing their starting quarterback here in Bowie Davis. He's out now for the season with a broken foot, leaving his quarterback position up. And Moreno is up, and he's walking up. Trainers are escorting him off the field. Seems to be all right. It looks just to be like a minor injury. We'll keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Right now, if you're just tuning in, we're live here at Leo Aguero Stadium here in Los Fresnos. We have the Los Fresnos Falcons playing against the Harlingen Cardinals. Right now, the game stands at 28-21. Falcons up by 1 score on a wonderful play here by Azul Barrentos on a screenplay from Pierce. Ruiz, the great quarterback that's leading this Falcons team this season. Right now, he's thrown for over 600 yards and running for close to 500. With about 11 scores total for both rushing and passing. Right now the Falcons are lining up for the extra point. There's a snap, the ball's down, and it's blocked here by this Cardinals team. Right now they're tracking it down, and it's picked up and scooped. Right now this Cardinals team, they're not going down without a fight here. It looks like the snap was just a little bit high. Luckily the holder was able to get his hands on it, but he wasn't able to set it down in time. The Cardinals blocked that one to keep the score at 27-21. Right now they're only sitting down 6 points instead of 7, but it's still a score nonetheless. So right now we're going to set up for what we presume to be another kickoff here by the Los Fresnos team. Right now the Cardinals are going back out with a little bit of confidence right now after that block by their defense. And now these Falcons are taking the field here now to kick off after that blocked field goal to keep the game at 6 points. We have 2 men back here for the Cardinals to receive this kickoff. Just to give you a couple facts here about both teams here, the Falcons here, they're standing 3rd in the district, followed by Harlingen, who's 4th after their tragic loss to the San Benito Greyhounds last week. Right now the kick is up, and it's a low line drive kick to the back of the end zone. It's out. That's going to be a touchdown. That's going to bring the ball to about the 20-yard line here for these Harlingen Cardinals. And we have a player hobbling off the field a little bit, but he seems to be getting off the field on his own accord. So we're going to definitely keep an eye on him. That was Brandon Flores, who is hopping off the field. He's going to run over to the bench here. So right now these Harlingen Cardinals are going to take the ball to the 25-yard line here after that kick that went right out of the back of the end zone. It was a low line drive kick. And leading this Cardinals offense, we have Jesse Castro at the quarterback position right now, taking the place of the injured Boyd Davis. Now Castro's had a little rough time here, trying to get a couple things going on his legs, but he's gotten sacked a number of times, and even up, and he gets the ball off, and it's going to be a fake handoff, and Castro is going to take the ball himself, and he's going to pick up about 8 yards there on that quarterback keeper. It's a great play action play. Right now, this team is going to reset here. It's still going to be. It's going to be about a. Oh. So that's actually going to be called back. Holding call on these Cardinals here. Seems like they try to give their quarterback a little extra time and space, and it's just going to cost them. So right now, it's going to be 1st and 20 on their own 10-yard line. Right now, the Falcons stand up 27 to 21. Cardinals have the ball, led by their quarterback Castro. Right now, these Los Fresnos stands and fans are really trying to get into the game here, making some noise, trying to empower this defense to really make a stand here. And Castro is in the shotgun formation. He drops back, and that up, and he throws a great pass to Michael Allen Gonzalez there on that play. A pickup of about maybe 15 yards, of about 10 yards here, after they were called back on a holding play, just one play ago. Right now, we have about 10:40 left here in the fourth quarter. Plenty of time here for the Cardinals to definitely get on the scoreboard and maybe a couple more. But then they have to still fight off this Falcons high-powered offense that has just seemed to has had their number here all day. And now now we're setting back up. It looked like there was a little confusion here on this Cardinals offense. But right now, they're going to line up two wide receivers on both sides. Castro's going to line up in a shotgun with one running back behind him. And there's a snap, and he hands the ball off to Leo Tinila. Now, Tinila's had a great quarter, had a great half here. In the third, he ran for a couple of big gains for this Cardinals team. Unfortunately, wasn't able to turn into anything, but he's definitely been trying to power away at this Falcons defense here, which has had their moments of some real breakdowns, but they've gotten a break here by these Harlem Cardinals because they've had their own miscues of their own, getting penalties, turnovers, things of that nature. So right now they're really trying to get back on track. And Castro is going to sit back, but he's going to have a lot of noise here to really trying to figure out and talk to his offense here. These fans are really trying to make it difficult here in Leo Aguero Stadium. It's a real hard place to play. He's going to drop back. He throws it, and it's through his wide receiver's hands. The intended receiver on that one was Bendicio Gonzalez. Now, it seems like he had his eyes downfield already, or he heard some footsteps there. That should have been an easy pickup here. What would have been a first down. Right now, the Cardinals are going to bring out their punt team. And back receiving for these Falcons is going to be Mark Mata. Right now, Mata is lined up deep, waiting for this kick here by the Cardinals. It was a big 4-and-out play here. They had a big penalty that really cost them. That might have actually resulted in a first down if they would have gained those extra yards. And now the kick is up, and it's a very, very short kick. And that's not going to go very far, maybe about 25 yards here. And the Cardinals are going to swarm around it and down it at about the 44-yard line. So right now, these Falcons are going to take the field up by 6 points here in the fourth quarter as time sits at 9:30. Now, both teams have a number of timeouts left. The Falcons have 2 timeouts, Cardinals with 3. I hope they definitely save those timeouts because they're definitely going to need them late in this quarter if this Falcons team continues on the offensive track that they've been on right now. And now they're going to take the field with their great leader of Pierce Ruiz, who's had a great game both on the ground and in the air. Right now, he's under center, two running backs back, man in motion. He drops back, and that's going to be a quick handoff play right here to Isaac Moreno. Picks up about 4 yards on that run. Now, Isaac Moreno, he's really been a real workhorse here for this offense here. They give him the ball, he takes 2 or 3 defenders down with him. He's not going down without a fight, and that's exactly what you like to see here, especially under these great lights of Friday night. So right now, Ruiz is going to line up in a shotgun formation. 2 running backs back, man in motion. Play action play, Ruiz is going to keep it himself. That's going to be a gain of about maybe another 4 yards. That's going to put it at about 3rd and 6, actually. It seems like we have another man down here for this Harlingen team, but it seems like he might have just pulled something in his leg. Teammates helping him out here, trying to give him a good stretch. Might have pulled something in his hamstring. Maybe it might have been a quad, but right now they're trying to give him a quick stretch. One thing you have to keep in mind here, especially on these nights, even when it's not too hot, you definitely got to stay hydrated. Being hydrated is essential to some of these sports-related injuries that we've definitely been seeing today. We're definitely keeping an eye on some of the other injuries that we've seen earlier in this game here. And trainers give him a good stretch. Referees are waiting. Just a couple here notes about this Harlingen team here. They lost last week here against San Benito, week 7, in the Battle of the Arroyo. They had a late lead, 21-3, before the Greyhounds scored 22 unanswered points in the comeback. Harlinger's high offense, they average about 237 yards a game. Defense allows a very large number of 318 right now. And a quick note here about these Los Fresnos Falcons. They defeated Harlingen South last week 42-23 in a big routing. Had a big game here by Pierce Ruiz, the quarterback that leads his offense here with 18 carries, 126 yards, and 1 TD, passing 2 TDs and no interceptions. On our defensive side, we have J.C. Garcia, the defensive end, with 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and a sack in that big win here. So right now, the Harlingen Cardinal player is going to be brought off the field by the two trainers. That was Brandon Flores on that. Seems like he just had a quick pull muscle here. Might be a cramp. He's going to be walked off the field, get a quick replacement in for him. Right now, this Falcons team is still talking it over here in a quick huddle as they take the field here. And they're going to line up with Ruiz under center with 2 running backs behind him. Two wide receivers crammed up here close to this sideline, man in motion. And it's a quarterback option right now. And they hand it up, and he's busting it for a big gain here. Isaac Moreno with a huge run here, and he was hit big at the end of that run. And what we thought would have been a fumble, but Isaac was able to hang on to that one. Moreno on a big gain here, taking it all the way from about the 40-yard line to about their own 12 here, or to their own 10. So right now, this Falcons team is going to hang up, and we have another injury down here for this Cardinals team here. Seems like it's another injury here due to these leg cramps, and I think we definitely need to make it a note, that we need all these players to definitely stay hydrated here, keep the water going, Gatorade, things of that nature, so we can avoid these kind of injuries. But we're going to definitely keep an eye on them as the coach is stretching out here. This Falcons team is taking a knee in solidarity as they wait for the status of this down Cardinals player. Just to give you a couple stats here about this Los Fresnos defense right now, they've allowed 300 yards and 21 points per game here. Early projections have the Los Fresnos Falcons winning 24-21, but right now they're up 27-21. So right now it looks like the projections are about as close as they can be. They're off by about 3 points now. Once again, we're live here at Leo Aguero Stadium here in Los Fresnos. We have the Los Fresnos Falcons taking on the Harlingen Cardinals, and what looks to be a district preview of what we can see later in the season as both these teams vie for the top spot here in the district 32-6A, which is led by San Benito at the moment. Right now, the Cardinals player is being taken off the field by the trainers again. This is about the 3rd player we've seen in this half taken off by the trainers. It seems like they've all had similar injuries. Looks to be leg cramps or possibly a Charlie horse right now. And that player here for the Cardinals is Felix Reyna. So right now, these Falcons offense is going to take the field here, and they're going to be on their own 11-yard line. These fans are really starting to get back into the game again, rooting on this offense here. They have all kind of noise makers, all kind of streamers, everything you could ever want out of a home team. Right now, they're trying to root on their team here. Right now, they have a man in motion. He steps back. It's a handoff play here to James Rangel. Picks up about 4 yards in that play here. It's going to make it 2nd down with about 8 minutes left here in this 4th quarter. Falcons are still up 27-21. Right now they're going to set up again. Right now they have 2 running backs back. They have Rangel in the backfield, and they have Moreno. So Ruiz is going to set up under center. 2 wide receivers on the far side of the field, awaiting extra orders from the coach. As the play clock ticks down 2 seconds, he's going to have to make a move here. It's going to be a delayed game, and he does get the play off, and he hands the ball off perfectly to Moreno, who scores on a bumbling play into the end zone to put the Falcons up 33-21. Moreno, that is another big run here by this big time running back here. He's been essential to this Falcons offense here. Right now he's running off the field to his very welcoming team, giving him the helmet slaps as he claps on, getting his fans into the game here again. Moreno had about a 10-yard run there to bring that ball in. 10 or 15-yard run there to bring that ball in. Right now, the Falcons are setting up for a two-point conversion. Looks like they're trying to make up for that field goal that was blocked on the last touchdown that they scored that put them up 27-6. And it's a handoff. Oh, it's a double handoff right now. And they think they're looking for Ruiz, who gets it for the two-point conversion. A little bit of trickery here for this Falcons team right now. Ruiz set up like he was going to get the snap, but actually goes to the running back who gets it and then hands it off to a wide receiver who drops back and throws it to a wide open Ruiz in the corner of the end zone to put this team up on a two-point conversion, 35-21 here for this Falcons team. This is exactly what we were talking about before, folks, here with this Falcons team. They're extremely high power, and you always got to keep an eye on them because this team has a lot of tricks up their sleeve, and as you can see there, as you'll see in the replay later tonight, an hour after the game when we will show it to you, that there's a lot of trickery here by this Falcons team right here, and it pays off big. It looks like they had the Cardinals team definitely off guard from go, and they didn't send out their kicking team, but they rather brought out their regular offense on a double handoff here to a wide open Pierce Ruiz. Right now, these Falcons are going to set up for the kickoff right now, up 35-21 here in the fourth quarter, up 2 scores here, with about 7:30 left here in the fourth quarter. Now, this Cardinals team here seems like they're definitely missing their starting quarterback, Bowie Davis, who's out for the season, broken foot. They underwent surgery here, I think, earlier this week. Right now, Jesse Castro is getting that starting spot. Sophomore over 2 juniors here. He's gonna get the big time spot here as they wait for more status on Davis. And the kick is up, and it's a line drive kick. And Harger gets it, and they're gonna run it back here from about the 10-yard line. He's going to try to run up the sideline, and he gets hit big on the sideline. It was a big hit there by James Vela. Went straight for his legs there and took him out here right on this sideline here about the 35-yard line. Right now, the Falcons are going to get the Cardinals are going to get this ball here about the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. With about 7:21 left here in the fourth quarter. Castro's going to take the snaps again. This Harlem team has had some big-time problems here, especially here in this fourth quarter. Haven't been able to score here. They're going to line up with 2 wide receivers close on this close sideline as they await new orders here from their coach. And he's back. Castro's back, and he throws that play, and it's a miscue here. Intended receiver on that play, Michael Allen Gonzalez. Went right through his hands here. Looks like it was a little bit behind him. That Falcon defense was hot on his heels and made sure that he didn't bring that ball in. Right now, Castro is going to set up again for the Cardinals in a shotgun formation. 1 man back, 2 wide receivers close here on this close sideline. Lining up for them at wide receiver, they have Fidencio Gonzalez and Rene Medina. Right now, Castro drops back to a little bit of pressure. He's looking out. He tries to keep it himself, and he gets pushed out of bounds here to bring it to about 3rd and 6 here, 3rd and 5 here. The ball's going to be on the 29-yard line. In the fourth quarter here, the clock has stopped. Right now, you can hear the bell ringing, obviously telling these fans to get up on their feet and cheer on this Falcons team right now. They're getting loud, they're getting many players here, trying to boost everybody's spirits up, telling them we need your support, and the fans are definitely giving it to them. Right now, the Cardinals drop back, Castro drops, looking deep downfield, and he throws it just behind his man. That looked like it was going to be a setup for failure here. The intended receiver on that play was Fidencio Gonzalez, who's definitely been targeted this quarter. Right now, he's down. Looked like he was hit as he was falling down here. Took a slide, tried to reach back for the pass here from Castro, and the trainers are going to come back on the field. It seems like that's been the story of the second half here, bringing out a lot of the trainers here. They've had a lot of special-aid injuries right now. Both teams are going to take a knee, or at least this Falcons team is going to take a knee as they await the status of Fidencio Gonzalez here. And just to give you a quick update here about the scoring drive that we had, Moreno put this team up 2 scores here with a great run of about 15 yards into that end zone. And then instead of bringing out the kick team, these Falcons instead set up for a 2-point conversion. And Ruiz looked like he was going to take the snap, but instead he ran out to the sideline. Running back got the ball, did a double handoff, and tossed it to Ruiz, who was waiting wide open in that end zone to put this team up 35-21 here in the 4th quarter. And Fidencio Gonzalez is being taken off the field right now by the trainers. Seemed like he took a little late hit here, but on that pass that was just thrown just behind him here by Castro. Castro looks like he's still trying to shake off a little bit of that rookie jitters here as he's getting the start here in place of the injured Bowie Davis. So right now he's going to line up. Looks like they're bringing up. They're going to bring in their kicking team here. Wait up. Ball is up, and the kick is up, and look like there's nobody back here for this Falcons team to receive the ball right now. The ball is just going to roll here, and it's picked up quickly at about the 34-yard line here, and that's where the Falcons are going to get the ball here right now. They're up 2 scores here as they get the crowd into this game. The crowd are up on their feet. They have all kind of shirts, memorabilia, anything that you could ever want and see out of your crowd. This crowd is definitely brought to this game. There's a lot of team spirit going on here. The Harlingen side is looking a little bit more down. They're definitely looking for something else out of this team here on both offense and defense, as they still sit down. As they still sit with 2 scores down here with about 7 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Right now, Ruiz is going to take the ball from under center, and he drops back. Handoff here to Isaac Moreno, who's had a great game, especially here in the second half. 1 score already. He's just been insurmountable. He's had insurmountable gains here in this second half right now, and he's definitely going to try to keep it going here, try to pound this Cardinals defense down to a pulp here, what it seems. They're going to bring in a new wide receiver here in place of Azul Barrientos, who's also had a great half himself, who scored in the 3rd on a screen play that put this team up 27-21. It would have been 28-21, but the field goal was blocked here by this Cardinals defense, which would have been the spark to bring him back in this game. But ever since then, they've had a rough time. Right now, Ruiz gets the ball again, and it's a keeper, and he runs for about 7 yards on that one. A little bit of trickery here. It seems like this Cardinals team is really being kept on their toes here. They don't know what to expect out of Ruiz, and even when they do know what to expect, he still finds a way to get those extra yards either on his legs or through the air right now. And just to give you a quick update on his stats, he's closing in on 800 yards on the ground here. Or, I'm sorry, about 700 yards on the ground here. And he has one receiving score here today. Yes, the quarterback with a receiving score on a little bit of trick play that put his team up 35-21 as the time runs down. It's about 5:30 left in the 4th quarter. Right now, he's standing back in the shotgun formation, and he's going to keep it again, and he's going to try to break it to the outside here. And he breaks a tackle, and he takes a slide here on this close sideline here. Almost, definitely avoided a big hit by this Cardinals defense. Looks like they definitely had a big bullseye on his head. We're trying to take him out here, but he picks up about 3 yards on that gain. As the clock continues to wind down here, he didn't get pushed out of bounds, so the clock is going to wind down to about 5 minutes here as they set up for another first down here on the 49-yard line. Now he has 2 running backs back, 2 wide receivers on the close side, puts a man in motion, steps back, and he's going to hand that ball up, and it's stuffed, and Moreno is definitely stuffed for a loss here. On that first down play, it looked like he had his eyes on the deep side of the field, but he had to beat a couple defenders to get there, and Harlingen definitely steps up to a 2nd and 12 here on this play on the 47-yard line. So it looks like these Cardinals have definitely had enough of this running game that seemed to be putting a hurting on them here, especially in the second half. So let's see if they can definitely turn this into some more proficient defense here, and hopefully some offense. So right now, Ruiz is going to set up again, this time in a shotgun formation. He's got a man in motion, and he's going to keep it himself. He's to break that for about a 6-yard gain here to bring it to 3rd down. Now it looks like Ruiz is definitely trying to bring this team on his back, single-handedly trying to definitely put them up another score here. he's had some great help here from his running back, especially Isaac Moreno, and his wide receiver, Azobarentos, who's lining up at number 12. So right now we're looking to the coach for a little bit of extra guidance here about which player they're going to pick. He has two running backs in the back. He has Moreno, and he has the great talents of Mark Zamorano. And now it's going to be a quarterback keeper again. We set up as a screenplay, and they almost forced a fumble here on this Cardinals team. He was hanging the ball a little fast and loose. It was almost tapped out, but he's able to lay back on it and even get a good gain on that play right now. Right now it's sitting at 4th and 2. And so they're going to keep their offense on the field here. We haven't seen much of the punt team here from this Falcons team, and I guess they have a lot of confidence in themselves, and they should, led by a couple of great offensive leaders here, especially their quarterback, Pierce Ruiz, and their running back, Isaac Moreno, who've had great games today. Right now he's going to set up under center, 4th and 2 in the 4th quarter, 2:54 left, and he bobbles the catch, and that's going to be a turnover on down here for this Falcons team. That is not the way they wanted to end this drive, but they are up 2 scores, but you definitely don't want to rest on your laurels here, especially with this Cardinals team who's definitely had a couple of great spurts here to bring themselves back, to keep themselves in 4th place here for the district series here. Right now, just to give you a quick update here on the district stats, we have Los Fresnos here sitting 3rd. They're 2-1 in division play right now, and we have Harlingen who's sitting at 2-1 in division play, 3-3 on the season. Especially last week, that's when they suffered what was supposed to be a great win. They suffered a great loss here at the hands of San Benito Greyhounds, who scored 22 unanswered points to put themselves at 21 and ultimately end the game at 25-21. So Harlingen is definitely looking to turn things around here. And they're going to take the ball. Castro's going to line up here. And the shotgun formation is going to be a handoff here. And it's a toss back on a play action play. Looks like they have up, and he's sacked. The Los Fresnos Falcons weren't going for it. Castro tried to drop back, hands the ball off, and it was tossed back to him. It looked like he was looking downfield, but everybody was covered. This Los Fresnos Falcons team has definitely been instrumental in shutting down all routes here, and they were even able to get this sack here on Castro. So right now they're going to get the ball. So we're going to be 2nd and 15 here as the clock continues to wind down. 2:25 left. The Cardinals still have 3 timeouts to use, but they definitely want to try to conserve those as much as possible and try to get a couple of quick action plays. Castro takes the ball in shotgun formation, again drops back, looking downfield, doesn't have anybody. Everybody's covered. Castro has to make it happen on his feet, and he's running, and he gets just out of bounds after a gain of about 10 yards on that one. Clock stops at about 2 minutes and 9 seconds. It's going to be a 2nd and 5 on the 42-yard line here in the 4th quarter. Now, if this Cardinals team definitely wants to turn around, they're going to have to make a lot of quick moves in an extremely small amount of time. There's only 2 minutes left here, and they're still down 2 scores here, 35-21. And they have the ball here on the 48-yard line. Looks like they're going to take some time to think it over here. They're going to call a timeout here, try to regroup as this Los Fresnos team takes a little knee here, refreshing, getting some water, trying to reset. Now this team is definitely trying to close out after another good win against Harlingen South last week. They're trying to close out both Harlingen teams this week by beating the Cardinals here. Right now they stand at 35-21 here in the game. And with the win here, Los Fresnos will push their division record up to 3-1 here, and their total up to 5-2, which is exactly what they'll need, especially going up against great teams such as the Brownsville Vets, who are 2-0 in division play and 4-1 total, and San Benito, who are 3-0 in division play, especially after that great win last week, which really put them at the top of the district here. So right now we have an injured Cardinals player here down on the field. We have Keaton Omick. Trainers have been brought out again. This is about the 5th player we've seen here on the Harlingen side this had to take a injury timeout, and they lift him to his feet, and it seems like he's going to get a little support here by his trainer, and he seems to be in a bit of pain here as they're going to have to carry him off the field here. It looks like he's definitely he's walking real gingerly on that right leg, it seems, or on that left leg. He's just kind of grazing it across the turf here on this field. Now this Cardinals team is going to get the ball here again on the 48-yard line, 2nd and 5, down 2 scores with 2 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Castro has tried to single-handedly bring this Cardinals offense back to the game, but he's had some struggles of his own with this Falcons team that's just been smothering the wide receivers and the running backs all in one. It seems like they definitely have the Harlingen strategy. I don't know if they got the playbook or what might have happened, but it seems like they definitely have the Cardinals number here. Now, these Cardinals fans, they aren't as into it as these Falcons fans here for obvious reasons, but they're definitely looking to see if their team can definitely turn it around right now with these 2 minutes left. It's a pass downfield from Castro, and it's caught here. It's caught here by number 82, Gerald Polanco. Polanco picks up about 20 yards there on that play. It's going to bring it to about a first down on a 36-yard line. In the fourth quarter here, the clock is still running down. It's 2 minutes left. And Castro drops back again. He's feeling the pressure. He runs right out of the pocket. He's trying to pick up a couple extra good yards, and he does. And he brings it down to about the 18-yard line here on that big pickup by Castro. Castro, that's been the story of the day for him today. He's felt a lot of that pressure there sitting in that pocket, and he hasn't had much time to make a decision, so he's had to make things happen on his feet, and he's definitely been very good in doing that. So right now he's going to take the ball again, 1st and 10 on a 19-yard line with about 1:40 left. He takes in a shotgun formation. He's looking downfield again. Oh, and a big hit! And a big hit by Fabian Rodriguez in the backfield. He ran it untouched. Castro didn't even see him when he was blindsided. Took him right out. Now it's Fabian Gonzalez on that hit right now. He's getting a couple of great congratulations from his team. Ran in like a speeding bullet there on that one. Castro's gonna have to take a timeout and really rethink that one. He looks like he's gonna need a breather. Now that's been the story of the day here for this Falcons defense. It's just been smothering defense and big plays in the backfield. They've gotten a number of sacks here, especially in this second half. And it's just going to follow up with this great one here by Fabian Rodriguez, just to put the exclamation point on that one, just to let them know that we're here and this is our home field and we're standing up for it. And you can clearly see it here in this team. Right now the Cardinals are getting ready to conclude this huddle and bring it back on the field. Hopefully they have a new game plan about how they tend to get themselves into this end zone here as they still sit down 2 touchdowns here with about 1:30 left, but they do have 2 timeouts left. So like I was saying before, if this Cardinals team wants to bring themselves back in, they're going to have to make a lot of big plays in a very small amount of time. They're going to score here and get an onside kick recovery. But it can't happen as we saw last week against the same team when San Benito did the same thing to come back and win. So so dreams do come true. There's a pass downfield by Castro, but it's picked off by this Falcons defense. And that might be the nail in the coffin here for this Cardinals team. That is the last thing they needed through an interception right to the Falcons defense as they trot off the field here. That was a big play for these Falcons to seal the game here with about 1:22 left in the game. They're going to get the ball on about the 9-yard line, and I don't think we're going to really expect too much out of this team here. I think they pretty much sealed it here with that interception. Right now the coaches are getting pumped up, players pumped up, and the crowd is definitely loving it right now. That's exactly what they wanted to see as some of the Harlingen fans start to warm up the bus proverbially and start heading towards the exit here. Now the Falcons are going to take the field here on about the 9-yard line, 1st and 10, about 1:22 left. They're up 35-21 here. Ruiz gets the ball, puts a man in motion, and there's a flag on the play. And it's going to be against the Falcons right now. It's going to be about a 5-yard penalty, and that's going to put them about the 4. Even though this Falcons team may pretty much have the game wrapped up here, they definitely don't need any more penalties to push them further back to give these Cardinals another chance to possibly score and get this ball back. Right now, Ruiz is going to get his team set up here as the play clock ticks down to about 10 seconds, puts a man in motion, gets him on the center, and it's going to be a handoff. And that was a handoff play here to Isaac Moreno, who's had a great game on the ground here, punishing this Cardinals defense here. Right now, it looks like the Cardinals are going to take a timeout. They're going to have one more following this one. It's about 1:14 left here in the fourth. Falcons still up 35-21 here as they take the ball on the 9-yard line, 2nd and about 7 yards to go. now it looks like these Falcons are definitely going to push themselves up here in these division standings. Going to put them at 5-2 on the season, 3-1 in the district play. And in this district, we have a lot of powerhouse teams, including San Benito, who's leading the pack. Brownsville Veterans are in second place. Los Fresnos in third, but that position may change with a win here tonight. Harlingen follows in fourth place. Harlingen South in fifth. Brownsville, Vera, Hanna, and Lopez rounding out the last three teams here in District 6A, 32-6A. So right now for the rest of the season, we expect a lot of big games out of these teams, especially San Benito, Vets, Los Fresnos, and Harlingen South, as they all vie for that top spot here. It looks like Los Fresnos definitely has a chip on their shoulder, and they're definitely looking to take over the district here, and they can with this high-powered offense that they have here. But look like there's another flag on the play as Ruiz takes a snap from the shotgun formation. And it's a false start against those Falcons, and that's the last thing that they needed here. Again, with only 1 minute and 12 seconds left here, that's going to push them back about 5 yards to about the 8. It's still going to remain second down, 7 yards to go, 12 yards to go after that penalty. Puts a man in motion. He's going to keep the ball for himself, and he's going to run, and he gets a lot of daylight there as he picks up about 10 yards there on that play. Fourth quarter, the clock is stopped as the Cardinals take their final timeout here, left with nothing left here, with about 1:04 left. It looks like the Falcons are just going to run it out here, presumably to finish out this game here. The fans, they're all on their feet, standing at the barrier here, waiting to greet their team and give their team a great congratulations after a great win here. They came out of the second half up 21-14, but the Cardinals scored to tie the game up at 21 all. And we thought we still had a game there on our hands, but after a couple of miscues and a couple of costly turnovers, this Cardinal team went down at first one score after a great run by Azul Barrientos on a screen play, and then another run by Isaac Moreno, who ran it in for about 15 yards to put this team up 33-21, but it was a 2-point conversion that made up for a blocked field goal for these Falcons that really put them up 35-21 here. So right now they're going to take the field again. Ruiz still on the field here. Doesn't seem like he's going to really try to do too much. Going to take the ball from shotgun formation. 2 running backs back. About a minute left here in the fourth, man in motion. He gets the snap, and he's going to keep it himself. And it's quickly taken out. Looked like they had a dog pile here, and we got a little scuffle here between these Falcons and some of these Cardinals here, and that's definitely not what we want to see here late in this quarter. Right now, the clock is going to wind down, closing on 45 seconds here on this fourth quarter. 4th and 6 here for this Los Fresnos team here. They're going to keep their offense on the field. Clock continues to wind down. There's about a 20-second difference here between the play clock and the game clock right now. And that's going to be a delay of game here against these Los Fresnos offense team here with about 19 seconds left. And I'm sorry, it's going to be a timeout by this Falcons team. I'm sorry, with about 19 seconds left here. They're going to get a fresh play clock. They're going to set the clock at 25 seconds, 19 on the game clock. So presumably they're just going to take the snap and take a kneel here. And now if you look at the sideline here, these Falcons teams are feeling good right now. Moreno came to the side, took a quick prayer. Definitely thanking a higher power here for giving them a great win here today against this Harlingen Cardinals team. Right now they're taking some time to think it over, but there shouldn't be much to think about here with 19 seconds left. They're up 35-21. Presumably they're just talking about getting a quick quarterback knee here and just letting the clock run out here in this game. The Falcons, they're lining up here. They're actually going to bring out their punt man here. Definitely try to take some more time off the clock here. Definitely probably going to have a hanging kick here. And it drops back, and it's a fake, and he runs to the back of the end zone. He's going to try to run this clock, and he runs out of the back of the end zone. I guess that was some quick thinking there by these Falcons who just set up like they were going to take a punt and instead grab the ball and just ran it out a little bit in the end zone before stepping out of bounds in their own end zone. Right now with about 14 seconds left. And there's actually a holding play here on the Falcons, but that penalty is going to be declined, and that's going to be a safety. So that's an extra 2 points here given to these Cardinals right now. It's going to put the score at 35-23. The Falcons are still leading this game here by 2 scores still. So after that safety, these Falcons are going to come out and they're going to punt the ball away here to these Harlingen Cardinals, who presumably the game is already over, as this game is just too far out of reach after a couple of miscues and an interception that really sealed the game here about maybe a minute ago here. They tried to go for it all by throwing in deep, but it was just underthrown here.
34 seconds left.
Just give you a quick update here. We got a score here from the stadium. Rio Hondo versus Port Isabel, 21-14 here. So we're in the lineup here for this kick here after the safety here on these Falcons. About 14 seconds left here in this game, in the fourth quarter. No timeout left for the Cardinals. 1 timeout left for these Falcons. The score still sits at 35-23. Now lining for the kickoff here. Kick is up, and it's not a long kick, but it's received by the Cardinals here. Going to try to make something happen here in the lasting seconds of the game here. And it's a big pickup by the Cardinals, but it still wasn't enough as the clock goes down to about 5 seconds left here. They're going to get the ball at about the 48-yard line as they try to make one last ditch effort to get one more score on the board to try to lessen this game. First and 10 on the 47-yard line. Now this Falcons team coming out, they're putting all their men in the backfield because they're expecting a deep pass, as they should. About 3 linemen on the line. Playing a big zone here. Castro is gonna take the field as the quarterback for the Cardinals here. 1 man back. Wide receivers kept close. Shotgun formation, and it seems like the Falcons are up. They almost got away with that one, but it's a flag on the play. It's going to be a penalty against number 5, Isaiah Zapata. It was a actually it was a false on the Cardinals. I'm sorry. He got one of the Falcons players going, and they're going to bring that one back. Right now, the Cardinals are going to set up in the shotgun formation again after another penalty. It's 1st and 15, 5 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. And he gets it, he drops back, and he looks like he's trying to make it happen on his feet, but he's feeling a lot of pressure here, and he doesn't get much share. Picks up about maybe 4 yards to end the game here, and that's all we have here at Leo Guerrero Stadium. 35, Falcons 23, Cardinals. Right now it's been a great game here. Thank you for joining us here live on ValleyCentral.com. We are live here at the Leo Guerrero Stadium, and for now we say goodbye and good night until another great game.
6.